The Fintech Association is, we're driven by three main objectives. The first one is to connect, being able to bring everybody within the disruptive space together. Our membership therefore cuts across various subsectors of the economy. So we have EdTech, we have Agri-Tech, we have the Fintechs, we have startups, we have banks, we have InsurTech, we have microfinance, we have finance houses, we have law firms, media houses, so it cuts across a wide range. So being able to bring everybody together, such that there's that interaction where we can encourage local solutions rather than people having to invest in scarce foreign exchange, if we put it that way. Also, the second one is to accelerate. We must champion technological development across board. And lastly, advocate. Those two cannot be achieved if we do not have progressive regulatory regulations. So we interact with all the regulators to ensure that we have interactions with them. We also can have content in any regulations or policies that will affect the fintech space. For this year, let me first talk about some of the things we do, which are regular. Every month we have a webinar that speaks to an issue within the fintech space. The last one was last week, which spoke about the lending space, which was done by FINA. We also have the quarterly social meets, which brings in people within the fintech space to talk about specific issues within the industry. We also have the annual Nigerian Fintech Week, which is always in October. And then now we're introducing what you call the pre-fax meetings, which are industry specific. We'll be looking at the lending sector with some credit bureaus and some lending fintechs to look at that space and how we can improve that space, how there can be standards within those areas. So for this year, our Outlook are going to be looking at really 4 themes. The first one is knowledge platforms, which we intend to introduce into our websites where people can actually bring in content. So it becomes a reference point if you're looking for knowledge or information, capacity development with respect to the fintech space. The second one is standards and certifications across the various sectors within the ecosystem. Thirdly, we'll be looking at advocacy, which is what we was about. How do we bridge gaps and how do we make sure that things that are coming, new things that are coming, support creativity. And then lastly, our usual programs, which is what I'd explained, the webinars, the social meets, the breakfast sessions, and the fintech, the annual Fintech Week. So for us, those are activities for this year. So the environment also, provides that we need to start encouraging our members to start looking at other things. Either we like it or not, whatever is happening now, this coronavirus issue is now making us to look at we need to start develop the EdTech sector. Kids are at home, so how do you learn at home effectively? So that opens a lot of opportunities for the fintech space, virtual workspace. So people have to now look at how do we work from home. You don't really have to come together to work and also still be productive. We need to look at that. Of course, the health sector, how do we ensure that health tech can be further enhanced? It's an area that there's been much, but I think it's opening up opportunities for people in the health tech area, data issues. Where can people go? Can you have apps on your phone that you can talk to? If you discuss somebody has this virus, how do you get? So we need to start coming with creative solutions to look at the health sector. But it goes beyond just coronavirus. I think there's an eye opener for us, that what if something else happens next year, how prepared away. So I think health tech is, so those three areas I think opens a lot of virtual workspace, ed tech and health tech. I think those are areas that really, that we should, the opportunities. And even there's even still opportunity in financial inclusion now, because people can't move around. The use of more technological based means of transactions will come to play. Well, funding, when it comes to funding, before anybody funds, it looks at what are the market opportunities, how the business opportunities are there. Like I said, those areas where there are potentials, I see funding coming into those areas. I mean, anybody that can create a solution within the health sector now, I think it's solving providing solution. So I see those opportunities still there. There's no doubt that, I mean, the fact that the whole world is almost at a standstill, that it will affect funding. You might not get a level of funding maybe that we got last year. I think last year close to $600 million came into the system. But I think that there will still be those areas where there need, what's it called? As long as this, ed tech, we have to get the kids educated, that they're at home. Yes, as long as they're at home. So those are opportunities that come there. The health, well, let's face it, the health sector, even without being digital, is a problem in Nigeria. So, I mean, so there are a lot of opportunities there, and then we've not been used to virtual. We would like people to congregate. So how do you get people to work in the virtual system? How do you measure it? I mean, so I see a lot of investments coming into that space, because I mean, organizations will have to pay for people who can provide those solutions for them.